anything interesting during the holidays?
The thing that I did really was just like during Christmas time, I just stayed at home and I got a little sick.
No, no.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. I mean, it was like a weird, like 24-hour cold a little bit, but I got over it. My husband and my daughter also got sick. So it just kind of like ping
No.
pong. Again, it's the life of like,
A
having a
parent.
family, having a kid. Like you
Yeah.
end up just sort of swapping germs a lot.
Oh no.
Because you're like
Oh.
all breathing in the same small space. Uh,
No.
but other than that, like for Christmas time, it was just spending time with them. And then I went back to Chicago over like after New Year's because decided to opt for like a later vacation because we were gonna try to go to Illinois for Christmas and stuff, but with the government shut down and everything a while ago and just how stuff was really weird, we opted for just sort of like delaying our trip back by like a couple weeks. So we had a in the new year visit, and that was nice. Seeing my mom and my sister. My husband got to see his parents, and yeah, like my daughter, she got to meet a lot of the family that she had never met before, and it was her first time in Illinois.
Oh,
So
nice.
it was kind of just a take baby girl around tour. So it
Yeah.
was kind of relaxing, but also kind of exhausting because it was just like
Mm,
everybody wants to see the baby.
mhm.
Yeah. What about
Right.
you?
I also stayed staycationed during the holiday break. I was kind of like,
Staycation.
yeah, staycation, all I ever want. Was that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I staycation, stayed home, just rested. I definitely needed to rest. I feel like honestly it wasn't even enough rest. But that's what I did. And actually my birthday is in December as well. So I had a little get together which you came to,
What?
which uh
No, I didn't. That wasn't me. What are you talking about? No, I'm kidding.
you were not invited, but your baby was invited. So that was really fun. And actually, if listeners, if you need an idea for a party, I suggest you have a sticker trade party.
Woo, woo.
Basically, at a sticker trade party, you just invite all your friends over and tell them to bring stickers that they have lying around or that they've made, and you all just trade stickers and enamel pins, and maybe even do karaoke later and have a blast. So that was basically what my party was, and yeah, that was basically the highlight of my holidays. And going over to friend's place for New Year's, which was really good.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Yeah, it was just a very, very chill, not going
We
crazy
also got
over
invited to that, but
holidays.
our baby goes to sleep so early. It's hard for us to get out at night.
I mean, hey, that's that is fair, especially for an over crossing over midnight New Year's sort of party. Yeah, like it's understandable. It was really late,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Hey,
that's how the holidays were.
yeah. And speaking of holiday act, this is a bad transition. Hi everyone. It's
Whoa,
been it's been a minute, and actually it hasn't been that long. We just like, took a holiday
it's
break.
been a minute. I'm a bit
Merry 2026. We made it, I guess. I don't know. Like
question mark. We made
um, um,
it.
nigga, we
it's
made it.
it's been a
Um
whole year since we've posted an episode. Last one was in 2025.
and yeah, like, a new year is here. The world is still on fire outside, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um but we are doing what we can to stay black, stay whimsical, and not, I don't know, explode, you
Yeah.
know?
Not spontaneously combust.
Yeah, because I mean, like, it goes without saying that like it is hot doo doo out there. Government sucks. It's not great, but
Mhm.
hopefully, our podcast can continue to just bring you a little bit of light in the dark, even just for, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour, I suppose.
Mhm.
And yeah, we're just kind of hoping now that we're in this new year that we can again like continue to bring that black joy and whimsy to you guys, and I'm looking forward to some of the stuff we want to chat about. And honestly, there's been a lot of black joy that's been keeping me animated over the past over the holiday break, because like I was feeling a little bit of like up and down just with everything going on. But I'll share later just that like some of the creativity that I've been consuming has, and the joy that I've been consuming has come from like other people's stuff, and just seeing a lot of people really tap into like, you know what, I'm just gonna make the thing that I want. And I think that's really cool to see, and it's very inspiring, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's basically what we kind of like what we talked about in our previous episode. Or wait, was it the last episode? I think so.
maybe.
Just when we were talking about indie animation and just like
Yeah.
just seeing so many different ideas and the how good it is to see different ideas arise. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's definitely a it feels like there's a boom. It is great to witness.
Yeah, and I know one of the things you want to talk about definitely touches on like how big that boom is, because like there's just so many projects that like you end up missing because there's so much, but it's so cool that there is so much, you know?
You know what? Speaking of so much,
Yeah.
Bree, let me ask you a quick
Oh
question.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Now, is don't take this the wrong way, but
I'm scared.
this is a very, very important question that the
You're making my
audience
anxiety spike.
really wants to know. Don't spike your anxiety because it's not as intense a question as I'm making it out to be. What's
Okay.
keeping you animated?
Oh. I hate you. Um oh my god. Okay. I thought like something bad was
Now
happening.
take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath, count to 10, and then
Oh my
exhale,
god.
count to 10.
Ooh, okay. What's keeping me animated? Okay, anxiety coming, going back to normal level.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Well, I'm sitting here like, what is he going to say? Like, what happened?
I've been waiting for us to be recording so I can ask you this intense question.
Oh my god. What's keeping me animated is the fact that, as I mentioned, there's just been a lot of like really cool projects that have been coming out the past couple of weeks over like the time we've, you know, been on a bit of a break. And like I personally, you know, still kind of in that like afterglow. No, no, not afterglow. That's not the right phrase. In that after Sorry, I didn't
I'm,
really know what
okay,
to.
so in my head, I also went the wrong direction because in my head I thought you were about to say aftercare, which I'm like, what?
I mean, we're
And he's afterglow,
grown.
which is like, I guess that's also in the same
Well, I was I am in
vicinity.
the aftermath still
After,
emotionally of like
oh
you know,
gosh,
we put out the pilot, the 3 tomes is out there, episode 1, pilot episode, and you know, it's slowly ramping up, like getting in front of more people. I've got a couple of very sweet like fans who are like, "What's the next episode?" Or like drawing fan art. A lot of people are like, "There's a lot of fan art." Like it's very sweet. Makes me cry. It's very humbling, and I freak
yeah,
out every time I get fan art of my little guys. But even still, like I'm in like a weird sort of like, all right, just figuring out next steps kind of thing. And sometimes I think maybe I touched upon this before, that it does make me feel a little overwhelmed or sad or anxious, just because I'm like, ah man, like I just want to make the next one, or but I got to figure out logistics stuff first and all that headache, you know. But while all that's going on with me, and like, you know, I'm trying to just sort of reel myself back in, there's been a couple of projects that have come out that I've been following, and they've sort of just been giving me a lot of joy. Every time I consume it. That's all these phrases
yum.
sound so like bad. Every time I engage with it.
Ooh, there we
And
go.
there was something very recent that I literally saw just the other day, that also gave me a bit of joy and whimsy, and I will talk about those two right now. So the first thing is my friend Joshua David King's multimedia novel slash audio drama Project Super Crush. And for people that don't know what Project Super Crush, it's a novel on Gumroad that you can purchase, and also an audio drama that Joshua and Zeno Robinson and a whole host of other very talented voice actors voice act. They like act out the novel, and the first 2 acts of the novel are out, and the entirety of the first act as an audio drama is out. And I think the last episode released like 2 or 3 weeks ago of Act One. So if you want to like go listen to it or go read it, you those are totally available to you. We can like put links to it also. And it's just really really cool, especially in the wake of, I mean, it came out before this, but like it's like a perfect storm of like, heated rivalry is out, right? And it's, two a white Asian mixed guy and a white dude, white Russian dude, and all of like the normies who have never really engaged with like BL or Fujoshidom are getting into it. And it's like, this is all super cool and neat, but where is your black queer romance? And if you are looking for black queer romance, that's what Project Super Crush is. It's about Jay Johnson and Christian Miller. And I'll just read the synopsis for you. Eastvale University, a colorful college campus that seems like a place of absolute wonder and fantasy. Only for Jay Johnson, it's a reminder of everything he's not. With a father who was once the school's star quarterback, Jay has spent his life falling short of expectations, but that's fine. He's grieved being his father's following act. Traditionally, he's here to write, documenting the team's every move instead. Then there's Christian Miller, the Tigers' current starting quarterback, beloved by the campus. He's got the charm, genetics, and pretty much everything from the outside looking in. But lately it seems that the world is crumbling from the inside. Christian's different, distracted, burnt out. The life that once felt seamless now seems to be cracking around the edges. When their paths cross, one misunderstanding after another throws them into an unexpected collaboration that neither saw coming in this fun read. And yeah, Project Super Crush is just a very slow burn kind of romance between these two college black boys. And it's really, really sweet, very funny. The audio drama is just like very high quality.
Ooh.
And it was coming out like as on weekly drops.
Mm.
I believe the next act for the audio drama is dropping next month in February or early March, spring 2026.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember the exact date. The audio drama for Act 2 is coming soon, but if you just want to read it, Act 1 and Act 2 are out now on Gumroad. And I think that Project Super Crush is just really interesting and very fun because with like, everybody going crazy over heated rivalry, or even with like, my love Interview with the Vampire, we just never really see again like black love and like black queer romance like in the mainstream. Like it's really bad. Like the only black queer stuff I can think of, the only thing I can think of is like Empire, but even then, like I don't even know if Empire is like good representation because I don't
Mm.
watch it, but I know there is like black queer romance in it.
Mm.
But I know that like it's weird in the sense that like people didn't like it because there's weird homophobia tied to I don't know.
Mhm.
If anybody's watched Empire in its entirety, let me know if that was good. I mean,
Mhm.
all of our Gen X black parents watched that shit. I did not watch Empire. I'm just
Mm.
very aware of its existence.
Mhm.
But yeah, like
Yeah, I feel like usually, even like in my head, every black queer romance I can think of, it's very much usually in the background or side characters. It's not up
yeah,
front.
yeah,
Um,
like yeah, Empire, it's like in the background side characters. Or even like,
yeah.
if you're a fan of like, again, if you are like a BL slash yaoi reader watcher, I mean, if you get a character that is dark skinned, and I'm saying dark skinned specifically because it's like it's probably an ambiguously brown guy in it. Like they're not making them black for real. Or if they are, it's very problematic.
Colorism.
Yeah. And like whenever we get like characters of color in BL or like yaoi stuff, a lot of times it's, oh no, big masculine monster guy is railing skinny twink.
Ah.
Yeah. And it's like,
Ouch.
oh, maybe I don't want to read that. I don't think I want to read that.
Mm, mhm, mhm.
And again, like Project Super Crush is yaoi in the sense that it's just like about a bisexual black boy and a gay black boy. It's a BL
And
yaoi.
it's like
It,
a
I'm
more
just saying
slice of
yaoi in like a very
life.
loose sense. Yeah, it's very slice of life, very sweet, very, and there's just a lot of drama, and like it has me on the edge of my seat with its like twists and turns for what's like
Oh.
happening in it. Because again, like kind of going back to like I know I read the synopsis, but like Jay Johnson, the main character, who Joshua, the creator, voices, and Jay is very sweet. I really, really like him as our kind of like co-protagonist, since it's about both Jay and Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And he, he's very like very timid, very shy, and it's cool too that like like the darker skinned black boy is the kind of like shy like meek one, instead of like how we have like colorism, in the sense that like you have darker skinned characters who are very like, sometimes they portray them as like wild and aggro and things like that in media, and like there's like a weird like colorist like undertone to it. And yeah, he's very shy, he's kind of meek, he's not super sure of himself, but he loves writing stories, and he's like very artistic like creatively, and he just has a very like whimsical mind, and I really, really love it. But he's trying to just sort of be accepted by his father, who was like a famous football player, hence like the synopsis. And then you have Christian, played by Zeno. He, football is his everything. He idolizes Jay's father, because like they're going to the same college that like Jay's father like was in his prime at, right? And but Christian also has like an underlying desire of like, he kind of wants to be an artist, but he's like fighting with like what he really wants versus like what he feels like he should be doing. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's a very, very interesting dynamic.
Mm.
And when he meets Jay, it's very much like, wait a minute, this guy is the son of the guy that I idolize? There's no way. He doesn't even like football. Like, this doesn't make sense. I thought he'd be like a bigger guy. He kind of cute though, but I'm not gonna like but I'll unpack that later. He is kind of cute, but I'm not gonna think about it, but I am thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there's like more drama that ensues, and I don't want to like spoil it too much, but I really think that if you're just looking for really, really good representation in black queer romance, especially like in a YA kind of coming of age setting, I think Project Super Crush is something that's really, really sweet and very, very like just fun to listen to and to read. And like I said, like the first two acts are available like on Gumroad for purchase for like the actual novel, and then the audio drama for Act 1 is already out. Like you can listen to it pretty much on like all the platforms, like even on YouTube. Like if you don't have like Spotify or like Apple Podcast and that stuff, you can just go on YouTube right now, and like they got all the episodes uploaded for it. You can just you can listen to it there,
Oh,
put it
word.
on and just vibe with it. And there's also like really cute merch as well.
Ooh.
Like there's little keychains. I have a little keychain of Jay, the main character that Joshua gave to me, and it's very adorable, very cute. And
Aw.
the art that goes with it is done by, oh geez, what's their name? They're an artist who has a webtoon of their own. I'm so sorry for if I'm pronouncing their handle wrong. Marisa or Marsh. They have a webtoon called Shining Star, and they're the artist for Project Super Crush.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's like,
Nice.
I don't know. I just really like it. I really like it. It's really
No,
cool.
yeah, that's awesome.
It's a very
Yeah.
cool project, and it's really interesting because I remember seeing Project Super Crush floating around like 3 years ago before I even knew Joshua.
Oh, wow, cool.
But it was like in a different form, and I think it
Oh.
was going to be a visual novel instead, because because there's like, I remember just seeing artwork of like a bunch of like black boys in like a college like like uniforms, and
Mm-hmm.
it was still Christian and Jay. They just look kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like other characters that I don't think are currently in Project Super Crush
Mm.
in the current version of it. But I am curious. I've never asked Joshua yet about it, but I am curious to know like what kind of caused like the pivot from the visual novel to
Audio
uh
drama.
yeah, to audio drama and a novel, because it's like, because
Ah,
it's a multimedia project.
I see. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be, and this is just be guessing, but it might be a little bit easier to control. Like
Yeah.
if you have the ability to write and you have the ability to act and make a podcast or audio drama in this case, like it's a little bit easier to get that all done a bit faster, and I don't know the cost, but a little bit cheaper possibly,
Hmm.
and just have a little bit more creative control. Whereas if you're not necessarily a visual artist and you want to do a visual novel, you have to relinquish some of that creative control, which is like fine, that's also a part of the creative process.
Hmm.
But I could see it being a little bit more gratifying if you're able to do something a little bit different that not a lot of people are necessarily doing, and have it be how you create and how you bring things into the world.
Right, right. No,
But
absolutely.
that's just a theory.
A game theory. It would be really cool too to also like, because I could see this like, like oh god, I didn't even bring this up, but like,
Hmm.
because like that one show with like the two white boys in high school, question mark,
Just named every single
Heartstopper.
show. Oh, okay.
Heartstopper. Yeah, like it I think I've watched like one episode of Heartstopper, and I'm just like, if people like that again, but like they want something that is black and queer, then
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just really interesting how like we have like people are telling black queer stories, but they're
Yeah.
not like getting pushed or picked up like other stuff, Because like
Mm-hmm.
Heartstopper was a webtoon. Wait, right? It was a webtoon. I know it was a
Oh, I thought it was I knew it was a comic. I
yeah.
wasn't sure if it was necessarily a webtoon. Maybe it was, or no, but I
Yeah,
knew it was
same.
a
I
comic.
don't that's why I was like, wait, am I misspeaking there? Because I know it was a comic, but I don't know if it was on Webtoon or not. Either
Mm-hmm.
way, yeah, Heartstopper was a comic, and then Heated Rivalry was a novel written by a bi woman, and the show is directed by a gay man. So I've seen people say that it's like really funny because it's like, oh yes, a very good queer combo here. So you got the Fujoshi, and then like the gay man like doing like the good director choices, and that's why people like it. And I'm like, okay. And but like kind of circling back though, again, like it's just there are these queer stories that are being made. It's just that like people need to support them and like just shove them in everybody's faces, because there's all these there's posts everywhere about like, oh, I want black people who are being gay and doing stuff, and or like I want more black queer things, and it's like they're here. You just gotta
They're
they are
here.
here. You have to
Open
like
your
look at them, open
eyes.
your
Look.
eyes. They're there.
As you
you
were
know?
talking about like what it's about, it also was reminding me of, and I never listened to this podcast, or I guess this is also audio drama, but it was reminding me of the plot of one, I think it was by Issa Rae, called Fruit. I had to like look it up because I was like, I don't remember everything
Oh.
about it, but I just remember it was about like a football player trying to understand his sexuality in,
Mm.
the world of football that can be sort of a very hyper masculine culture. So that was like the basic premise that I know. So I don't know if it goes into like college stuff or like actual NFL or
Right, right, right.
whatever, but yeah,
There's
that's
other
that
stuff
was
in
the vibe I
Project
was
Super
getting.
Crush going on, but no, yeah, I can see some comparison, just like the college setting and football and things like that.
And I also bring that up not to be like, oh, this exists, but also just like, oh, there's more cakes that we can dive into. And like,
Yeah, two cakes, two
also like
cakes.
gay and sports I think is important because I feel like there is sort of a bit of a, I don't know what the exact word I'm trying to think of is, not stigma, but just a cultural sort of, and not prejudice, but it's like people, because they think, okay, homophobia, maybe there's a bit of
Mm.
a cultural homophobia, I'll just stick with that, where it's like, oh, why gay people don't do sports because like sports, if you're a man, is masculine, and like that sort of like energy that goes into sport culture. And I think it's like one of
Yeah,
those
but
things where
like
it's like
sports is like actually kind of gay though. Like
sports are very gay,
like I
are
I listen, in
so
high school
gay.
I did like I did like a highlight reel for a season for the summer for our high school football team. I recorded like the football team for like their highlight reel for the season. And I saw a lot of high school boys like rubbing up on each other and slapping each other's butts and being like, "Yeah, bro." And
Manhood.
and listen, this is not to say that like you can't kiss the homies. Like it's fine. But there's a bit of homoeroticism
There's
with
definitely a
that.
bit of homoeroticism
And like
naturally
come
in sportage, and yeah, I mean,
and
there
every
is
sports
still,
anime, like I'm like
yeah, especially every sports anime is basically just definitely, yeah, yaoi esque, leaning
even
towards
the
that.
even the ones that aren't like female gays, like Haikyuu. Like I've
Mhm.
watched some of Haikyuu and I'm just like, this a little fruity. It's a little fruity.
I think it is important to continue to have that sort of representation. I mean, not only with like the Black queer romance, but also like I feel like there is more recently more sport based, non specifically live action sort of stories popping up. And I think that is a space that doesn't tend to get explored in a non live action space.
Yeah.
And I say non live action because I don't want to just say animation, because like Project Super Crush isn't specifically animation. So, but I think it's just one of those genres that doesn't get highlighted.
Everybody go read slash listen to Project Super Crush. It's very good. And then the other thing that very, very recently, has been keeping me animated, because I literally just saw it 2 days ago with our friend Val, is The Miraculous V, The Bizarre Awakening of a Virgin Witch, produced by Chaotic Fable Entertainment, which is the like company that is by Shara Kirby, and it's her one woman show. And I've never been to a one person show before. And for people who don't know, like Shara Kirby, she is a pretty prominent Black voice actress. And I guess to kind of in a full circle sort of way, like for our listeners, she was or is Lady Devoid in Kiana My Con Smith's Pretty Please I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl, like the evil like Queen Barrel looking lady. And Shara also is producing her own indie magical girl pilot called The Chaotic Misadventures of Ark and Reggie. And it's about like a young 20 something black actress in LA. And she's got to deal with like a magic sword that talks, and dealing with like fighting like an evil queen and a bunch of like just magic crazy stuff.
This sounds amazing.
Yeah, it the premise is like really funny, and she's got a is it Kofi?
Yeah, it's like I think it's like Kofi, because it's supposed to be like a coffee tips jar. So Kofi or coffee or
Coffee,
yeah, I think it
coffee.
might be
Sorry,
coffee, but I usually say Kofi.
I usually say Kofi too, and I can never remember.
Hmm.
But yeah, it says follow Reggie Connor, a young 20 something black actress in LA, as she battles an otherworldly evil with the help of Sir Ichabod the Brave, a Knight Templar whose soul was placed in a magical sword.
Wait, what is this called again?
The Chaotic Misadventures of Ark and Reggie.
Amazing. I gotta definitely want to look this up.
Yeah, yeah, she's like in the works with it right now. Not sure when it's going to come out, but like through her Kofi, you can like support the production of it. And but yeah, so she has a one woman show, like I mentioned, called The Miraculous V, The Bizarre Awakening of a Virgin Witch. As of recording, I believe 2 out of the 3 shows have already like happened. There's going to be another show at the end of the month. And so, if people, depending on when this episode comes out, if it comes out before her final show, everybody should definitely try and go see it. It's like really good. And basically, it's about this young black woman who it is her birthday and she just turned 30, and she's kind of an alcoholic, got some family issues, and she's just like, I'm doing it up. I'm feeling myself. It's gonna be a good year. I'm a virgin, but I'm gonna fuck, and it's gonna be great. Like we're gonna do this. And slowly through like the 30-minute show, and mind you, like, and I forgot to mention that, yeah, it's only 30 minutes. Through the show, she ends up kind of revealing more about like her life, her insecurities, and awakening to her magic powers as a witch now that she is 30 years old. And there's a lot of like just stuff that you encounter as a woman or femme person, especially with a very curvy body, getting catcalled, and or people being weird at you, or first times dealing with like sex and sexuality, and then throw in like magic powers and awakening with that. Like a lot of like dark humor and chaos kind of ensues. I really don't want to spoil it. I'm trying to like tiptoe around things, but it's a really, really funny show. And it also has like a lot of heart. Like I almost kind of cried. Like I got really emotional. Like Val and I were watching it and we were like, oh damn, like I'm about to tear up a little bit. And again, mind you, one woman show. Shara is doing this by herself with like the aid of like, audio cues in the set. And we're just in one set the whole time. But she's taking us through this story, doing really good, like what's it called? Is it pantomime when you're like using your hands and
Yeah.
acting? Yeah, like doing that really well and taking us through this show with like just like emotional highs and lows, comedy, and a lot of just like, oh man, I really feel for this character, and I'm invested in like what she's going through, dealing
Mm.
with being a 30-year-old black woman and having magic powers for the first time, and just trying to deal with some of her family stuff, her insecurity stuff as a woman, and also dealing with like just trying to like figure out who she is. And it's just, Val and I couldn't stop talking about it just because like we were taken on this journey through the story. And for me, I think, as I mentioned, it was this sort of like inspirational burst of creativity watching her get up there and act and just like, not be afraid to speak her truth, I guess, through this character, and just really like put herself on display in front of everyone and just get up there and do it. Because, like, a one person show, like, that's kind of terrifying, at least for me as somebody that has anxiety. But she did it, and I was just very mesmerized and enthralled. And I know this all sounds very generic, and like, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm not describing this the best way, but like, I
No,
was
you're
just very
describing it very,
mesmerized by it, and
yeah.
I haven't stopped thinking about it since. And I'm just very like in awe, I guess. People who do theater are really amazing to me because you
Yeah.
have like such amazing confidence, and Shara like had that confidence. Like, it's really
Hmm.
cool, because like voice actors are amazing people already to me. Like, they have range, like they're able to like take on different personas with their voice. And voice actors that also do theater, that's also
Hmm.
super cool too, being able to just act with your body and like physically show us as well too, in addition to your voice. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
have a quick question.
Yeah.
So was it very, because in my head when I think of one person show, like was it like how man, how do I even ask this question? Like
Hmm.
I guess I'm thinking about set, because
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking like, was this something where it was like, oh, it has a lot of set to work with, or was it very much like pantomiming and making up a lot of like prop and like what's going on around the character? Like
Yeah,
how
it's a
was
lot
that?
of pantomime with just, we're in one room. Like, the set was basically like we're in her living room. So
Mm,
it was like a couch, a door that she walked through, and a like a coffee table. And to sort of, and she like went to different locations. Like, she
mm,
went out to the store, she went to a friend's party, and then she
mm,
went back home. And in order to sort of take us through the ride for that, she would like say, I get my keys and I go here and I'm walking down the street, da 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 da. Like, she would do that.
mm.
And
Word,
if there
yeah.
was another character, she would like move over to the side, change her voice a little bit, and like be them.
Interesting. Okay.
It was like very minimal, so it
Yeah.
didn't like take you out. Like, there was like a hot guy that she liked, and she'd be like, "Oh my god, it's the hot guy!" Like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like that.
Hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is really cool seeing, like, going to a theater and seeing performances. And gosh, I missed your invitation. Like, you did invite me and I missed the
I
invitation.
did,
I
yeah.
kind of wish I wish I got to go,
I mean,
but
you can still. There's one more show at the end of the month. If you want to go, like, if I wouldn't mind going again,
hmm,
depending on
yeah.
when people hear this.
Yeah. But yeah, it is just like, it would be nice to go see more live human flesh person performances, and not necessarily
Yeah.
having to be like a big show of it, like just,
Yeah.
which is a part of why I asked about the set and stuff. Like, it feels like if you think theater, it has to be like, oh, Broadway or big musical, and I'm like,
Yeah.
there are also smaller productions and like
Mhm.
independent productions and stuff like that, and that is incredibly interesting and would be really cool to see more of and need to see more of. So, we're not refined to the digital space, and also fighting against
I think that's why it was.
artificial
Yes.
the artificials.
Yes, the artificials. I think that's another reason why I was so mesmerized, because I haven't been to a live show for anything in a minute. I think the
Hmm.
last like theater experience I had was when I went to go see Phantom of the Opera on Broadway back in 2023. I think that was the last thing I saw. Like a live. No, that's a lie. The last
Mm.
live performance I saw was the Sailor Moon live musical thing last year in the summertime.
Mm,
But that
mm,
was like a big production at the Omison Theater, which is where I also saw Hadestown.
mm.
My God. If you haven't seen Hadestown, you gotta go see Hadestown, y'all. That's a banger musical. Um,
Mhm.
I went into that shit blind. I just like, yeah, Persephone, Orpheus. That's all I do, because Greek mythology. I was not expecting a deep commentary about classism and unions and workers' rights. Like, I was not expecting that. I'm like, whoa, capitalism. What?
Amazing.
Sorry. But yeah, like circling back, that's why I think I was so enthralled by it, just because like I hadn't been to a theater show in a minute, and like something that was very small and intimate as well. And it was just
Oh
really
yeah.
nice. It wasn't like this big flashy thing. Cause like that's
Mhm.
what the Sailor Moon live thing was. Like I loved it. Like my inner child was screaming. And apparently Naoko was there in the crowd. And I'm just like, I breathe the same air as my goat. Oh my God. But the Miraculous V was very like small, intimate setting. Probably like no more than maybe like 40 people could probably be in that room to like sit, maybe. But it was still just like really, really cool. And also it's just like in a spot that I didn't know. I like I'd never been to that little theater before. I didn't know I was there. Like over by Paramount. Like it's over in that area.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Word.
So yeah, what's been keeping me animated is other black creators, like creativity, and like that's not even like scratching the surface of it. I mean, like Pearl dropped Wheels and Roses, and that was like really cool. That dropped right at the top of the year, actually. Like
Yeah.
that was like right at the beginning, and another black magical girl like popping off. Everybody's like, nah, fuck this, I'm gonna do my own thing. It's and roller derby like that. It was really cool.
Sport. Just throwing that
Sport,
out there as well. Sport.
gay
Gay
sports.
sports.
Gay sports. It's
Gay
happening
sports.
again. Gay sports. Gay sports. But yeah, like just everybody else's creativity, and I guess it's just been like just really inspiring to see. Again, like we're all out here making our own stuff, and I think the support that we're all giving each other is really uplifting,
Mhm.
and just everyone's ideas are so unique too. Like it's just really, really cool. I
Mm,
don't know.
mhm.
I don't want to like keep rambling. I just think that everybody's very talented and neat, and I really, really like everybody's things, and
Speaking of
it makes
everybody's
me inspired.
things.
But yeah, speaking of everybody's things, what about you, Wayman? What's keeping you animated, sir?
What has been keeping me animated? So I concur with everything you're saying. Like it's been really cool to see a lot of like so many different ideas coming to fruition, all the indie animation projects popping up. Along with having worked on 3 tomes, I've been working on short film that I think we've talked about a little bit in previous
Pyro Pup, it's the
episodes.
best thing
Pyro
ever.
Pump, my my short
I'm the
Pyro
biggest
Pump.
fan.
Bree is the biggest fan.
I was a Pyro Pup day one.
Yeah, Pyro Pup Day One, big supporter. I love Bree so much. And in making a short about a dog, I don't even know if I talked about what it's about, but it is basically about a dog with pyrokinetic powers trying to make friends with other dogs at a dog park with disastrous consequences. You can imagine that might not go super well. So yeah, I'm making a dog film, and I have been doing research in other dog films. At least that's the excuse I came up with to rewatch the great film All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh, you can't
You
keep a
can't keep
good
a good
dog down.
dog
Wow, 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 wow.
down.
You can't keep a
It
good dog
so if you
down.
haven't
Wow, wow,
watched
wow,
or heard
wow.
of All Dogs Go to Heaven, it is a 2D animated film from 1980. You know what? I didn't even look up the year, but I think it's 1986. Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna look it up real fast right now. 1989. It is the 80s. It is still the 80s
I
film.
think
Yeah,
it is an
89.
80s film.
Um,
Oh, okay.
so yeah, All Dogs Go to Heaven, 2D animated, old school Don Bluth films. Which, if you're not aware of Don Bluth, the animation fan, you should probably be aware of Don Bluth and the filmography, the history. But to keep that story short, Don Bluth was previously a Disney animator who left Disney to make his own studio, which made quite a few films, including All Dogs Go to Heaven. And man, I don't know if anyone else has this phenomena happen to them, but what happened to me while I was watching All Dogs Go to Heaven, because I watched it as a kid, I always thought that All Dogs Go to Heaven 2 the sequel to All Dogs Go to Heaven was actually the first film, All Dogs Go to Heaven. So I had one of those moments while watching it. I'm like, wait, what? Who's this? Oh, this is a completely different film. Have you ever had that, Brie?
I so that's exactly what happened to me. That was my experience watching that movie. My experience watching All Those Go to
Yeah.
Heaven was I saw the second one first. And I saw that little white boy with blonde hair and I was like, wow, okay. And I saw the evil red cat and they're, trying to get Gabriel's horn. And then I saw the first movie and I was like, who's this little white girl with black hair who's like sad and sounds like Ducky from Land Before Time? I'm confused. And why is there a
Yeah,
very
I was
spooky
like,
part where Charlie's
because
in hell?
I as I was watching, and I guess I could talk about what the plot of the movie is so people could catch up. I was literally waiting for the ending of All Dogs Go to Heaven, where I'm like, I know all this sort of stuff happens, and it goes crazy and whatever. Someone's looking for a horn. Okay, I'm expecting like a giant demon to cat thing to be try to take this horn or whatever. And yeah, it turned out like, oh, that's all Dogs Go to Heaven too. Anyway, All Dogs Go to Heaven 1 is about this gambling sort of like I'm trying not to use the word sinful, but I guess it's All Dogs Go to Heaven. So this quote sinful dog viced up
Well, you can say vices. You can say vices.
a dog named Charlie.
Vice.
Charlie B. Barkin, who gets
Charlie B.
murdered.
Barkin. That's his full name. He does get
He
murdered,
gets
right?
murdered in
I
a
forgot.
dispute with he's a dog that owns a bar. It's not an anthro, it's a dog that owns a bar with his own dog named Carface. And he gets murdered because Carface wants to own the bar all to himself. And he goes to heaven because no matter how sinful, apparently all dogs go to heaven. Yeah, oh, it's a casino.
Wait,
Yes,
isn't
you're
it a
right. You're right.
casino,
It's a
not a
casino.
bar?
I mean, they also had like
Yeah.
anyway. It's a casino. Yeah, and all dogs go to heaven. So he's like, oh, cool, I get to go to heaven. No, wait, I don't want to be in heaven. I want to get revenge on the dog who murdered me. I'm going back down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes back down to earth and he is trying to get revenge on the dog who murdered him. But along the way, learns how love can change a dog. Platonic love. How the love of I was gonna say human owner, but I mean they don't really own him. It's just like a kid.
Nah, yeah, she's just a kid. She's just there.
Yeah, he's this bad dog that just learns how to be a good dog by trying to take advantage of the superpowers that a little girl has.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's as I was watching. I was like, huh. Oh
It's
yeah, I
coming.
guess I do remember watching this movie, but I didn't know that it was the first movie. Yeah. So that's the basic plot of it, and it is one of those fun Don Bluth movies that I unexpectedly enjoyed, in that I don't know, I was kind of just expecting to watch kind of like a dumb dog movie, honestly. And it is kind of a dumb dog movie because of how crazy it gets, and it's just also very heartfelt, and it's also kind of something that I feel like I don't see a lot currently these days. So it was a bit of a like, oh yeah, you don't really get this kind of like insane turn in the third act that All Dogs Go to Heaven presents, which man, I really want to talk about. I feel like it is like 400 years old. I mean, the movie is like it's true
40 years old.
Okay, I only know about this because of the Nostalgia Critic, but it's like, I think it was like memed for a while, where it was big lipped alligator moment.
Oh yeah.
And I completely forgot that it was in this film.
Yeah.
That moment came from.
Yeah. Let's make music together. Let's make sweet harmony. Oh.
It's such a like I have this experience
odd.
watching the movie thinking like, oh wow, this is like really good. Like I forgot how good this movie is, and then that happens. I'm like, this is crazy. Actually. Like, wait a second, this movie's kind of like bad.
This movie movie's kind of
So
bad.
it's a fun watch. Maybe want to watch All Dogs Go to Heaven too. It actually made me want to watch more Don Bluth movies. Like my favorite Don Bluth film is Secret of Nim. I love Secret of Nim.
Oh hell yeah,
It
brother.
was like my my
Yo,
top four
real
films,
quick.
letterbox films for a while, and I think it got kicked by Everything Everywhere All at Once. But yeah, it's one of my favorite movies.
Understandably, that's also a really amazing movie. But tell me why Justin is a kind of conventionally attractive rat. No, listen. You look at Justin and you're like, that's a kind of a good looking rat.
Oh my gosh, that's like
He
the.
is. Well, you gonna tell me
I was
Jenner
about to say, is
is a
Jenner
better
the
looking
villain
rat?
rat, or okay, and then the one that Justin is the one that
Yes, the
has to fight
villain
him at the
rat.
end, right? Or is okay, yeah. Just making sure I have my rat names
Yeah.
all together. Oh my gosh, yeah, they were really like, look, if Don Bluth isn't known for one thing, it is making some pretty good characters.
This is awakening some people's furriness a little bit.
And putting teeth on
And
animals
putting
that shouldn't have
teeth on
teeth,
animals
i.e.,
that shouldn't have
birds.
teeth,
Yeah.
like in Pebble and the Penguin. Like why did they have teeth? It was weird.
You
You know,
never
that's
finished
honestly partially
Pebble
why
and the
I've never
Penguin?
finished Pebble and the Penguin because I don't like
Now that's a movie I
I
need
don't
to
like
rewatch.
looking
That
at
was one of my
it.
I think that might have been my second favorite Tom Bluth movie.
I've never
But I
finished it
also
because I
haven't
just
watched
don't
it
like
in
looking at
like a
it.
decade plus. But it was definitely my number two for a long time. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. So that's one of the things that's keeping me animated. And another
Mhm.
thing that's been keeping me animated is the content that is created. Speaking of what was keeping you animated before, like this and the stuff that's been created by a lot of people on the internet. Our very own man, I
Mhm.
wanted to give a shout out to his YouTube, Man of a Thousand Thoughts. And because I've been watching more of his videos recently, and specifically the one about how racist the first Looney Tunes cartoons were. And
Yes.
just how insightful and informative his video essays are, and funny all along the way. And I don't know, yeah, I just wanted to highlight that, and as well as how he also highlights other people in his videos as well. Like in that video, he shouts out Three Tomes
Mhm.
and like
Mhm.
his piece of working on it, and he also shouts out Towards Galaxy's End, another indie show.
By our friend Kennedy Freeman, who runs a black owned anime studio called Love Letter Studios. And Towards Galaxy's End
Yeah,
is
we
another
are.
black magical girl. We are out here, yo. Black magical girls are everywhere in the indie space. We
So
all
yeah,
out
just
here. You
I
just
just wanted
gotta
to
find
shout Man
us.
out, and Man is also the editor for our podcast. So Man, you're probably listening to this,
Yep.
and I don't know, I think you're pretty cool. Yeah, we love you, man. You're cool.
We
We
love
love you,
you.
man.
We love you.
Shout out to our producer
And
Jordan.
also
Thank
shout out to our
you.
producer
Like you,
Jordan.
you
He
also
keeps
do
us on track.
help rein us because we are loosey goosey. And the last
Mhm.
thing I just wanted to talk about as well, going along the tracks, again, more art, more animated things, more projects from independent creators. I recently found out about this online zine called the Sunflower Club. The Sunflower Club. Yeah, I said that right. Actually, let me see, because I think the name of the zine
Mhm.
is Indie Star. Do you know? Let me just look that up.
Yeah, so the Sunflower Club is like the
Mm.
organization, and I've actually worked for them before. They within the Sunflower Club, they have like a couple of indie projects, and they were the ones that, if I'm not mistaken,
Ah, yes, that
created
makes
Indie
sense. Yeah.
Animation
So
Day.
Indie Extra is the name of the zine.
Yeah,
And Sunflower
yeah,
Studio is the
Indie
name of
Extra.
their independent animation studio.
Yes, yes, yeah, that's what it is. Because they have a project called Antipasto, and I'm not sure when it's coming out,
Oh,
but I
cool.
did some
Oh,
revisionist work for
nice.
them a couple like 2 years ago. Yeah, I was a
Word,
revisionist on their
yeah.
project
Well,
for a short
yeah,
stint.
they shout out a lot of
It's good people's
different
good people's.
indie animation projects in their zine. and they interview creators. And how I even found out about it was because our friend Tariq was interviewed by them for his project Hey. And also, honestly, shout out to Tariq because he allows us to use the his Zencaster to record our podcast. Do they need to know all that?
Do they need to know all that?
Well, I think
Well, I guess they know it
just
now.
I think he needs to be shout out because yes, I do think they need to know that. If he doesn't want people to know that, that's also good. But we wouldn't be recording right now, so I think we need to thank him. So yes,
We wouldn't. We're very grateful to
we
you,
love
Tariq.
you.
You're a very good friend, and we love you. We love you,
Going
love you,
back
love you.
to the zine, yeah, it's really informative. And as someone who's like wants to be abreast of like, oh, what are some indie projects that are going on, or I just need somewhere to like, how can I find a lot of projects or key like know new indie stuff that is popping up. And I think it's really cool to have it all in one neat little package that comes out monthly. And yeah, that's what they got.
Yeah, and they have a playlist on YouTube as well, like on their YouTube channel, where they just sort of curate all or as many as they can of like the indie projects, and like there's a lot. Like that playlist has like over 500 or so something indie projects where it's like a pilot, a series, a short film. Like if it's an indie thing, they probably got it in there. And it's just really cool how like that group of people is very much just trying to be a big advocate, yelling for the indie animation community and just trying to make sure people know that like these are projects that are coming out. And yeah, like if you look in that zine, like there's just
Yeah,
so many,
yeah, it's a lot.
like more than I thought. Like I
Hmm.
I didn't know
I
so
mean, it
many
makes
people
sense
were
too. Like, I feel
making
like
things.
it's definitely. I feel like before a lot of this big indie animation boom, there were people making things online. Like, there are a lot of creators. There's a lot of animation. Like, I even this comprehensive curation of just different animated indie projects feels like it's not, or not doesn't feel like it's not, but it's just this is just like scraping the surface, like there are so many different creators that are working on
Yeah.
things, and I just think that it's nice to have a place that highlights at least some of them.
Shout out to the Sunflower Club. And I guess like since we're nearing our end, like what's something you're looking forward to, Way?
I am looking forward to going through this whole list of animated shorts in the Sunflower Club zine. Checking it down that playlist just to catch some shorts, because yeah, I do really like watching animated shorts. So it'll be really nice to just watch some shorts that they provided or are highlighting. Also want to check out some of Project Super Crush. That's definitely one that I've been for a while meaning to check out. Thank you for recommending it. And also watching All
Ooh.
Dogs Go to Heaven too. How about you? What are you looking forward to keeping you animated?
I'm looking forward to, well, now that the holiday is over and like I've like rested, I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to getting back into three tome stuff. It's just I don't know what it is. It is these little guys have infected my brain to the point where I'm like
Sick.
I need to vomit them out into the world. Like I have to keep telling this story. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking forward to wherever that takes me. I have some plans that I'm going to keep a little close to my chest
Digest.
right now just because like I
Mm-hmm.
need to figure out some logistics, but there is more
Yeah!
coming. That is a guarantee. I just need to
Yeah!
do some
More
stuff first.
Alonzo!
But away from that,
Make them kiss!
have I
Yes,
told
that's,
you that like
that is why I
Alonzo is
said
like exploding a bit?
that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Like like this nigga has like less than 10 lines in the pilot. And people love your performance, Justice. If you're listening to this, shout out to the homie Justice,
Shout out.
who is Alonso's VA and a good friend. Yeah, Alonso's just becoming kind of a lot of people's favorite. And it's really funny to me because he just has like very little lines in the pilot, and yet I've been getting more fan art
Amazing.
of I think it's because of
Hmm.
like the extra little comic things that I've been doing to sort of showcase these characters a bit. And same with Darius as well.
Mm,
Like he's sort of
the
exploding.
brothers.
But it's really like a lot of Alonzo. Like I think people are just very intrigued by like this very mean kind of guy who is like posturing for power but is actually maybe a big loser and needs some loving. And but he doesn't know it and doesn't want to admit it. Sometimes villain characters just need affection and they need to like stop being a big butt and
Dang.
realize, hey, maybe you're
Ain't that the
chasing the
truth?
wrong thing.
Ain't
You
that
just
just the way?
ain't that just the way?
Hmm.
But away from the project, one of the things I'm looking forward to is I bought a book recently from someone who I recently became acquainted with, and I'm looking forward to reading the book I Live to Serve the Witch by Jackie A. I think I'm pronouncing her last name correct. If I'm not, I'm so sorry, Jackie. But she is a black author who lives in Japan and she has like a couple of novels out. The one that I just bought called I Live to Serve the Witch, other one called How to Be a Better Adult, and the other one is How to Escape Death and Tuesday's Blues. And they're all just kind of about like whimsical black queer black women. What did I say black
Yeah, double
twice?
double dark black. Yes, of
About
course.
like
Yeah. Okay, I
whimsical
understand.
queer black women. Yeah, double dark black and kind of like fantastical sort of like magical realism or just pure magical settings and navigating through different aspects of life. And because I've been in a very like witchy mood lately and also just kind of tapping into I guess becoming that black alt
That's what's
kid that
up.
I always wanted to be but never really did it in high school. So now I'm just sort of leaning into it a bit more, especially with like gender stuff, you know, being a little like I want people to use they them for me more
They
often than
them
she.
me.
But like yeah, because I'm in like more of a witchy mood, like this book really was of interest
These
to
are
me.
novels, right? Like, are you saying they're
And
fiction, or were you saying that they were like nonfiction?
they are fiction. They're fiction like novels.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha,
yeah, yeah.
gotcha.
And just seeing like more like black witches in media. I want to
Hmm.
read like, you know, what other people's stories, like what they got going on. And yeah, it's just like really cool to like, you know, support another like black femme creator. And she also has a substack called Diary of a Sad Black Woman, and she just kind of talks about like, you know, different things going on in her life, very open about like mental health and how she feels and emotions, and interviews other like black and queer creators about like what's going on with them, you know, what projects they're working on. And yeah, I just she's very interesting to me. She's very cool. We've kind of become acquainted fairly recently, and I've been seeing her again, another person I've been seeing floating around for a while. But I guess like the world of indie is very interesting in the fact that it sort of like opens the door for people to like interact a bit more, you know, because she saw the pilot, and that's how we started getting talking a little bit because of that. And there is a another graphic novel that I'm looking forward to reading called Magnifique Noir.
Ooh,
Yes. And Magnifique Noir is about black magical girls. And
what? I
it's about queer black magical girls. And there are
oh, now you're cooking with gas.
yes. And yeah, there are three books out, I believe. And it's really funny because the author of that, her name is Brianna Lawrence, another Brie. She and I also fairly recently became acquainted because she saw the pilot for the three tomes as well, talking about magical girl
Hey,
stuff and anime things. Works for Crunchyroll as like an editor. And yeah, like I'm really looking forward to like reading her graphic novel that she has out, or the first one of three, I believe she has. And yeah, there's just a lot of really cool independent black creators out there. There's so many black stories, guys. You just have to you got to look. They're there. You just
yeah,
have to
they're
look,
there.
and when you find them, you need to yell about them and uplift them all because we're literally all out here making
Mm.
that niche thing that you're looking for, that you want but black. Somebody has probably made it. You just gotta find it
Mm,
or make it
mm,
yourself.
mhm.
But if you don't want to make it and you just want to like read the thing, watch the thing, play the game or whatever, there is a 95% chance that there is some Black creator out there who has made that thing independently or something very close to that niche thing that you like. You just got to find them and make sure you're yelling about them and uplifting their work, you know?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Amen to that.
Sorry, I rambled. Everybody's just making
You
cool
did not
stuff.
ramble. That was very good. You were preaching, and and everyone's taking it in. Look, we love hearing it. That's why we're here. We love being Black, and we love being queer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of my fellow bisexual non-binies. Shout outs to my fellow bisexual non-binies. Shout out.
Shout out.
And
Oh man.
And Wayman, do you have to say your shout out?
Shout out to all the gays.
All the gays. All the shout out to the gay men.
Shout out to shout out to the gays. Shout out to the days. Shout out to the thems. Shout out to those creators that are feeling like, I don't know if I should really be making this, because honestly, hey, maybe you should. This is my shout out to you, and to the deepest part of your heart that you're feeling like you're scared to shine a light on. Just shine that light on it and let it out.
Let it all out. Let it all out. I
don't know why. It made me think she's a brick house.
Oh,
she's mighty.
Or I could have done shout.
Let it all out. There you go. These other things I could do without. Come on.
I'm talking to you.
Come on. Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Keeping You Animated.
And listen for more episodes by going to keepingyouanimated.podbean.com, on Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are of the respective individual and do not reflect the views of our employers.
Thanks, guys.
Until next time.
This episode was edited by Man Lightfoot. Our producer is Jordan Hackman, with music by Ergo Funk.